Hey, it's Dave here. Wanted to make a really quick video talking about Drupal content and Drupal content types and how you can leverage that to start building your own Drupal site. This is a site that I had set up. I'm logged in as an administrator, and I'm going to go to my content screen. On my content screen, you're going to see all of the pages that I have on this particular website. And if I click on any one, you can see that it has an overall theme that is still applied to this, but based on what type of content it is, it's going to be laid out a little bit differently. So a blog, for example, is going to have your title, the date of the blog, and then your content, and that's all I have set up right now. If I want to look at an event has a title, it has a picture, a date, a location, there's a description field, there's a link, this has tags. So if you wanted to create events, you don't have to worry about the layout. All you have to do when you add content is you click on add content and event. All of the fields are there for you. You don't have to do any HTML, no coding, or anything. You can just create your event. We'll add an image. Let's see, the date will be, let's put it in the future. Let's see what happens when we do all day for a couple days. Location name, Dave's porch. I like having company over on my porch. The country, we are here in the US. And 123 Main Street. We'll go Anaheim, California, 92627. Maybe, I don't know if that's the zip code. Join us for a good time. And we'll have some fun discussions on the porch. Go ahead and do a quick spell check there. A link here. I don't really have a link. So we'll just put in good old google.com. And a link here. The link would be, let's say that you had your own website for your event, or maybe you hosted on Eventbrite, or you're selling tickets somewhere. That's a good spot for putting that website here. A file, let's say that you wanted to attach a file for a flyer. Maybe you wanted a sign-up sheet if you're going to have a cornhole tournament. That would be what the file could be used for. And the tags, I'm going to tag it with barbecue because maybe we're going to have a barbecue at my great event. So again, no worries about formatting. You don't have to worry about HTML or coding or anything like that. You just fill out a basic form. We'll jump over to the right side here. Some extra features that Drupal has as you're creating events, or as you're creating content, I should say. A log message. You can say created event. And what this is, every time that you go back and re-edit your content, you can put a message and explain what you did as you changed it. This is helpful if you have a lot of content editors on your site and someone needs to see maybe what happened or why a piece of content changed the way it did. You can save it as a draft. So let's say that I want to work on this later, but not really publish it to the world. Save it as a draft. We'll just go ahead and publish it now. Drupal has the ability to schedule. So if I wanted to have Drupal automatically schedule this later on, I can choose a date and time. It'll go into draft state until the published date and time. So kind of a neat feature. URL alias. This is basically, if you think of a website page, like up here, you have the website /node/add/event. So when you create this event, Drupal is going to try to generate it automatically. Or if you wanted to make your own and you wanted it to be just an event. you could do that too. So that's the way the URL is going to look. But we'll go ahead and see what Drupal does when it generates it automatically. Authoring is just who wrote the piece of content when it was authored. And then promotion options. If you wanted to tag it to show up on the front page, you can check this off. Same as top of list. If you had a list of events, this would prioritize it to show up at the top of the list. So we're going to go ahead and click save, and we'll see what our event looks like. As you can see from that other event that we had, it's already layout, it's already styled, the picture is placed, the picture is cropped and made the correct size. It has your dates, so from the 27th to the 29th. It has your address. It has the content of your event, and it has a link here along with your tags. Tags are nice, so if you wanted to click on a tag, Drupal will show you all the events that have that tag. This happens automatically, so the event that I just created is here. I didn't have to worry about adding it to this page. It's just there. And this here was join us for good times. So that was the little description short text that I put. That's kind of the teaser. We'll go back to the event here. One quick anomaly that I want to point out on this particular page. This is actually supposed to be a map. And in a later video, I'm actually going to discuss setting these things up. A lot of map providers require you to have an API key. So this Google Map, for example, I haven't set it up yet from this website. And a lot of times, especially when you develop or you work on a site that's not actually live, Google or a lot of other map providers won't actually display a map if it's not a real website. Mainly because they don't want people, or they don't want computers abusing the service of generating a map every single time. So that explains this blank space here, but we'll go over that in a later video. And so that's your content, and that's how the different content types look. And really quick, I want to just kind of show adding more information to a content type. And this is going to get a little technical. I might go a little fast, but we'll see how it goes. So let's say that on my event content type, let's say, maybe I want to have a field that tells you what to bring. Or let's go with the dress code. That's a good example. If I want to add a field that says dress code to here, I'm going to go to my structure, content types. We'll open this in a new tab. Here's my content types that I have available on my site. Event. We're going to click on manage fields. Here's all the fields that are available now. And I'm going to click on create a new field. We're just going to go plain text. And we'll say dress code. It's just going to be a plain, kind of a short text field. I don't want this to be a huge long text field. We'll go ahead and continue. Max length 255. So this is how many characters you can put in the field. We're actually going to make this unlimited because maybe we have several dress code options. I'll show you what that means in a minute. Go ahead and ignore all these other settings. If you want it required, you can. We'll leave it unrequired here. And default value, let's go ahead and say shoes and shirt required. Let's go ahead and include pants because everyone should be wearing pants. So we'll go ahead and save that. Now I'm going to go back to creating content again. I'm going to create an event. And as we saw before, here's all the fields, but now we have some fields down here, dress code. Here's my defaults. And let's say I don't really care about pants. I can remove that, and I want everyone to wear polka dots. After I create this event, we'll go back to the other event so I don't spend too much time on here. We'll go ahead and so now that this event was already created, my defaults aren't there. So that's why they don't show up here. Dress code is polka dots and shirt and shoes. We'll go ahead and save this event. We'll go ahead and view and see what this event looks like. Now, I haven't done any formatting or rearranged this, but here's my dress code down here. Now let's say that I want my dress code to be above the date. What I'm going to do is back on my structure, content types, on my event content type, you can actually choose manage display. When you manage display, this one we're going to turn off the layout builder. Confirm. We are going to move dress code above date. And my mouse got stuck there for a second. Dress code is above date. We'll go ahead and save. Refresh this. Now I made a few other changes, so some theming had got changed, but there's my dress code. It's above my date. Let's say that I want to put my dress code below my date, but above the location. All I have to do is come drag it down. And I also want to hide the label. So I'm going to hide that label and I'm going to save. Let's go ahead and refresh that. Now you have your date. There's your dress code without the label and your location. So this label doesn't really make sense, or not having a label doesn't make sense. So I'm actually going to turn that label back on. And we're going to put it above that field. Refresh. So now we have a label that tells you what this information is. So that was kind of a quick and dirty example of creating content within Drupal, what a content type is, how to add fields to a content type, and how to manage the layout and the behavior of the type of fields. And we'll see you next time.